What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today here on this Wednesday, February 24th. Man, it seems like the month is flying by, the year's flying by. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are, just a couple of days away from episode 8 of WandaVision. I want to know down in the comments below, let me know, what's your hype level for episode 8 and what are you expecting out of this next episode? I'll tell you, the reason I ask that is because, watch a lot of streams and everything over here. We see a lot of people, talking about this show. A lot of people have different feelings about it, and I want to know what yours are. There's a lot of people out there who are hot and cold on this series. Some people are absolutely loving it. Some people are not enjoying it. Some people like those sitcom episodes like myself because maybe I'm just an MCU stan, and some people do not like them. A lot of people are getting impatient with this show. A lot of people are ready for it to be over, ready to move on to Falcon and Winter Soldier, ready to get on to Black Widow and the Eternals and everything else getting ready to come out after we know this amazing Spider-Man 3 is going to be coming out. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Eternals, everything is getting ready to come out, right? I mean, we are almost there to the finish line of WandaVision and getting ready to move into the rest of these. And of course, there's all these kinds of rumors going out there about like Black Widow being delayed again and all of these other things. I want to know, what are your thoughts on all of these things after the way this last year has been for all of us? Some of us ready to get back out to the movie theaters, some of us not ready to. There's plenty of people out there who are not ready to get are not ready to get back to it. So hey, I want to know all of those thoughts down below. What is your hype level moving into the future of the MCU? As we can see that here in WandaVision, it really seems like they're setting it up. Now, before get into the rest of the show, one of the things I do want to say is a big shout out to all the Myrtle Maniacs, all of the channel members, the supporters. Thank you all so much. I do greatly appreciate that. As I said yesterday, we did just get in another package of another book that we did fund. So I will be doing, Myrtle will be actually doing a male Hydra again later this afternoon, and we'll probably go ahead and get some reviews. I actually, myself, have been slacking on getting some of those books reviewed that we have crowdfunded. I've got all of them read. I just need to sit down and shoot them. I guess the thing that I'm struggling with is with these is what we're wanting to do is since we have back these books, what I want to do is go into these books and look at them and review them. But I'm not, when I do the reviews on them, it's really more so to like let the people see what these things are, what we have backed, and whether these books are worth their time to back, showing the value and things like that. Not just your normal comic book review, because it's a little bit different than just normal comics. Because normal comic books, you go to your local comic book shop, they're $3.99. You get on a crowdfunding thing like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, chances are you're going to be looking at paying, at least a minimum of $5 to $10 for a comic book and up. Now, a lot of these are single issues. Some of them come in like little trade paperbacks. Some of them just in a little bit thicker books. So it's really hard to say, but that's what we're going to be looking at. These reviews I'm going to be doing are not to slam any of the artists, the creative teams, or anything like that. They are merely to show you what the book is, who the creative teams are, and if it is worth your money and time. So thank you to all of the Myrtle Maniacs, all of the Patreon supporters, and everybody out there, but especially the Myrtle Maniacs, because the channel memberships, we are using that money to help crowdfund comic books. And thank you all so much to all the Myrtle Maniacs, and you'll find all of their names down in the description there, as well as links where you can send in direct donations, become a channel member yourself, or even become a Patreon supporter. Now, I will say the Patreon, I'm probably going to be phasing that out. Patreon is a really weird avenue. It's all good for people to go there and support you and you to reach people, but it's really kind of inconvenient in a lot of ways with certain things. So we'll see about that, and we'll see what we're going to do about that, and maybe switch some of those kinds of things up. But I hope you're all having a very good day today. Let's see who all we got here in the chats. I see we've got my man XR Coon in the building. Reefer Man Reviews, what is up, my man Wayne? Wayne, I need to get a hold of you, as a matter of fact, about sending out those books for you, man. XR Coon says, people don't realize Feige said 9 to 10 episode shows will be 30 to 40 minutes. Absolutely. Well, I think what's kind of happening is a lot of people were holding on to, I think initially they said it was going to be 6 episodes that were going to be 1 hour long. So it was going to be 6 hours. If I remember right from, I think they even did that on the Disney thing. You can find it on Disney Plus still. Plus Gang with Chillmonger. Anyway, I think he said on there it was supposed to be 6 episodes that were an hour long. Now, granted, that's been, well, what, like 2 years ago? Yeah, okay, maybe it was, okay, maybe that it was last year. Wasn't it last year? No, it wasn't. Was it? Man, I'm thinking about it. When was that last time we got a Comic-Con? It was 2 years ago. It wasn't last year. It had to be back in 2019 when he announced that. Right? It wasn't last year at Comic-Con. Was it? So, yeah, I mean, things have changed. Times have changed since then. Absolutely. 30 to 40 minutes, yep. And we'll get into a little bit more of that. Mike Porter, my favorite Porter, how are you doing? Hype level. Was it? Oh man, it skipped on me. 10 hype level on episode 8. Absolutely. XR Coon says my ranking is 6543217. Oh, as far as the episodes, you didn't like 7 that much, huh? Interesting. Interesting. That's very interesting. I like that last episode. Okay. I'm a binge rewatch when it ends. Man, I binge rewatch these shows every damn day. All right. Let's see how it goes. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well, Wayne. Thank you so much for being here. We got Ashley from The Widow. I was watching your show last night, and very good show. Very interesting. Always a good time, guys. Go check out The Widow. Go check out Ashley on her channel. You can find the description down there. Or her link down there in the description of the video should be down there, where you can find the Widow's channel. One of the Myrtle Maniacs. Yeah, definitely go check out the channel. She does. She's been doing these just streams, kind of like we're doing here, getting guests on there, fellow people, her friends and stuff out there. Very good stuff. You should go check it out. Good community and streams and things she's got going on over there. Great stuff. Mike Porter says all that's on the MCU slate. I'm highly hyped. Yes. Yeah, Peter Ferret, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a very good day as well. Let's see. XRQ says, I'm hyped for all the projects, but we need to get to Moon Knight already. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not really big on Moon Knight. I'm not very familiar with the character at all. I will tell you that right now. But I'm very interested in that, especially if they're bringing in Oscar Isaac to play that man. Like, Oscar Isaac is just a great actor, really good actor. I can't wait to see him in that, and hopefully we know they're gonna use him a lot better than that Fox X-Men did, for sure, huh? Right? Remember that? Yeah. Dog School, thank you so much for being here. Says, yeah, where the hell are our hour-long episodes? Yeah. Mike Porter says, about an hour away from me, they're filming scenes for Hawkeye. Ooh, nice, cool, man, cool. Well, I live in Southern California, so they shoot quite a bit around here, but not lately. It's funny, a lot of times I'll see movies and stuff, I'm like, oh, dude, they definitely shot that out here. I recognize those mountains. Nice. You need to go get some set photos, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Last year we had the investor call. Yeah, last year was the investor. Yeah. I'm working from home editing videos. Nice, Peter Ferret. Awesome. Like, is that something you do for a living? I'm guessing editing. I'm guessing you're not doing that from home. Like, if you're talking about YouTube videos, I mean, you probably edit from home anyway. I mean, unless you like work for a big production company, I guess. I mean, yeah. But anyway, nice. All right, editing some videos. Peter Ferret. I didn't know. Do you have a channel, Peter? I didn't know you had a channel, or you just do work for other people. Yeah. Dog School says, I loved 7. Photon, yes. Yeah, and is she going to be Photon? Like, I was thinking that she was going to be Photon, and I think Chillmonger was bringing up, like, oh, she's going to be Spectrum. And I was like, man, I don't know, because that's what's going on in the comics. And then just thinking about it, like looking back on last week's episode, like, yeah, maybe she will, because the way she's seeing and everything, seeing Spectrum. Anyway, I don't know. Good one. Love 7, but didn't like the modern comedy. That's something interesting there, XR, because I've heard a lot of people talk about this comedy thing, when it comes to the show and stuff, some of those kinds of things as well. And I'm kind of like, throughout this show, I haven't really noticed a whole lot of comedy. I'm not sure that that's what they're going for. There are some things that have made me laugh, but I'm not necessarily sure that it's a comedy per se. I mean, for me, because like when it comes to sitcoms, I don't find sitcoms funny in the first place. The funniest sitcom I could say that there probably is Jerry Seinfeld, right? Is Seinfeld. I mean, there was obviously like Friends was okay, but I like there was funny stuff that happened there, but it was never like comedic for me. You know, it wasn't like funny. And a lot of those other shows, Modern Family, Parks and Rec, all that other trash, I don't watch that. Just even like The Office. I thought The Office was really great. It was really funny a lot of the times. It was comedic, and that's the thing is like while it is a situational comedy, it's kind of got all that. It's not all of them necessarily are always funny for me. I'm not sure if how best to explain that, but yeah, yeah. Um, let's see. Dog School says, what name do you like more, Monica, Photon, or Spectrum? Well, I don't mind Monica at all. And here's the funny thing is like when it comes to the MCU, when it comes to the heroes, they rarely ever go by like superhero names. You know what I mean? Like I was talking about this the other day in the sense that you know when you sit there and think about these movies, and I was thinking about the Captain Marvel, right? How many people in the MCU have called Carol Danvers by Captain Marvel? As far as I know, there's only the two people. It was Peter Parker and Jimmy Woo. I don't think anybody else has called her Captain Marvel. Um, Obviously Thor is his name, not a mantle. Iron Man. I mean, do people really call Tony Stark Iron Man? I mean, they call Iron Man Iron Man. I mean, he said, I am Iron Man. But how many people, I need to go. See, this is something I want to go back and watch. You know what I mean? Like, sit there and really think about. Like, because how many people call Natasha Black Widow? How many people call Clint Barton Hawkeye? Right? Now, obviously, in the first Avengers, Dr. Eric Selvig said that. Hawkeye? Oh, he's up in his nest, or whatever he said. Most of them don't really ever seem to be called by their names, which is very interesting. I mean, how often do they call Bruce Hulk? You know? Very interesting. I mean, they do. Probably him more so than a lot of the rest of them. But it seems like most of them don't really go by their hero names, if you will. I mean, unless they have... Yeah, anyway. But, I think altogether, I do like... I don't know. I like Monica. Monica's just fine, but I think it'll probably be Spectrum. I think it'll probably end up being Spectrum. Can't rank the episodes like a puzzle. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. You know what? Because for me, I see it the same thing. Is this one long episode? It's a movie. Should be Spectrum, says Chill. So yeah, see, Chill knows. Plus gang. Plus gang. Hashtag plus gang, man. Yee! We got a celebrity in the building, people. Callie has a lot of people shooting stuff. Yeah, it does. It does. You're absolutely welcome, Ashley. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I really do like hanging out in your streams, listening to you and the peeps get together and talk about some of this stuff. And that's kind of what brought up today's topic, really, because you had your guest yesterday that you guys were kind of talking about, like those, like some of the longer episodes and stuff. Reefer says, Mike, that's cool as hell. 2 hours ago, they filmed in the city I worked in. At the time, I forgot what movie it was, but the guy played the main character on Sons of Anarchy was in the movie. Oh, nice. Ray Hall, thank you so much for being here. 2 years ago, not 2 hours ago. I got you. Okay. Another Marvel guy. What is up, my man? How are you doing? Guys, go check out another Marvel guy's channel too, man. He does some great videos too. He does some great videos as well. Very good stuff. Up and coming dude, man. You got to check out his stuff, and he's really good at, like, the one thing I'm good at being here on camera and talking and stuff, like, and I always talk about people do those slideshow videos where they put the video out there, and it's got, like, they'll put, like, images, and they'll use, like, slideshows, and they'll use videos and stuff of, like, what they're doing. Like, I'm not good at that shit. Like, I watch mine, I'm like, dude, this looks like repeat bullshit. Like, it looks sad. Just put me on camera, put this face on camera, let the money maker do the work. I'm kidding. It's okay. Nobody ever drops their banana emojis for me, or their zucchini emojis for me with little squirties. It's all right. I do for myself. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day. Another Marvel Guys Stories by Irish. How are you doing? Peter Fair says, I normally operate camera and do lighting and editing videos for news because of lockdown. Okay. YouTube videos might be more fun. All right. Yeah. For sure. For sure. I hear you, man. I hear you. Still hoping Evan Peters Quicksilver can stay somehow. And let's is he really Quicksilver, guys? Do you guys really think he's Quicksilver? What if she doesn't get a name and just goes by Monica? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm getting behind the name Photon, but she literally was shown seeing in different spectrums. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Trinity. Hard to call anybody by their code names. George, thank you so much for being here. Man, all of a sudden I forgot your name, Romeo. Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Lavis Blackman says Photon. All right, so you're going. See, and that's what I said for at first too. I'm like, Photon. Why not Photon? I mean, that's her mother's name. Why wouldn't you do that? You know? But then that kind of made me like, that look she gave at Captain Marvel kind of made me think like, why don't you just go by Captain Marvel then? That'd be spicy, wouldn't it? That'd be spicy. It's cooler than not saying the superhero names. Yeah. Absolutely. I think the show gets better with every episode. Me too. Trinity suggests me some good MCU YouTube channels. Some good MCU. Ray Hall, you know who they are, man. You know who they are. For one, yeah, number one is me, obviously. But I mean, Den of Nerds Live is great. Den of Nerds, Josh over there, he does such a good job. But I would honestly, other than that, I mean, my go-to people is, listen to Josh over the Den of Nerds, and then I like hearing theories, like other people's theories, and that's why I myself, I'm telling you, I absolutely love Tay over at Kinda Culty. Great stuff. But even Rob Jefferson, Rob, Comics Explained, he does such a good job, and he recently started a new channel, a little newer channel, where he's covering a lot more stuff as well. Probably switching stuff up from the Comics Explained stuff. I'm guessing that's probably why he's doing that, because things are changing. Like people aren't into comic books as much these days, and it's just real. I just being honest, and for somebody like me, kind of sucks. But luckily, I love movies and music at the same time, and a lot of these are crossing over at the same time. Lavis Blackman, my man, says he's Wizard. Says he thinks he's Wizard, and that could very well be true. And that's something else I wanted to kind of get into as well. With a lot of this stuff going on here in this world, because like, is he Wizard? Who is he? Who could he possibly be? And the thing is, because like there's a whole lot going on here, and before we get into all that, let's get into these hour-long episodes. Where are those hour-long episodes, right? I see people constantly, like I said, Ashley over at the Widow was having a stream yesterday, and I think she was making mention of it, and one of her guests was making mention of it as well, about these short episodes, 20 minutes, 22 minutes with the credits and all that stuff. Come on, man. Where are these longer episodes? The longest one we've got barely, did it even crack 40 minutes? I don't think it did. And then there's been these speculations. Remember a few weeks ago, everyone was saying, ooh, these last 3 episodes are going to be an hour long. I even, believe me, I even lost my shit the other day. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. Josh had said he even heard, maybe it was a rumor, he was thinking that the one of these episodes would be 90 minutes long, an hour and a half, possibly pushing that time. And to me, while believe me when I say, I think that would be absolutely great. I would love to have these last 2 episodes be an hour long. I'd love to have one episode be 90 minutes long. Guys, I think the problem is it's just not gonna happen. I think at best, these next 2 episodes might be like 50 minutes long. They might push the 50-minute mark. I don't think any of them are going to be pushing the hour mark, only because I think that really breaks the TV streaming show format. By the time you push it over an hour long, you're really getting into feature-length film territory, right? And believe me, I've seen movies that are 65 minutes long, right? You're pushing into that territory. You're breaking into TV format. Now, one could easily argue that this is Disney Plus. It's their own format. It's their own streaming service. It don't have to conform to 30-minute long episodes, hour-long episodes. They can do whatever they want. And we can see clearly they're doing exactly that. 22-minute episodes? Really? That's straight up TV show style. That's exactly what they do. You get those you get like those 22 minutes, and you get all the rest of the time, that rest of that 30 minutes filled with commercials. They're doing the exact same thing here. And I think that these next 2 episodes, they will break that, but I still don't see them breaking the hour-long mark, let alone I think they might maybe push the 50-minute mark. Now, as I said, we can sit here and argue about all that kinds of stuff all day long. I mean, it is their own streaming platform. They don't have to follow that traditional thing as well. But I just don't see it happening for that reason, because it does kind of break the format of what they've been doing. And really, honestly, for them to push even longer breaks the format of what they've done with the show altogether. Now, the thing is do we need it? And I would absolutely say yes. We absolutely need hour-long episodes, especially for these next 2 episodes. Think about the things that we've had set up in this series, and think about the fact that you've only got this week and next week. And of course, there's all that mystery talk about a 10th episode, right? Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen. It would be great if it did, but I do think these next episodes are only going to be, like I said, maybe pushing 50 minutes. We do need more than that, because look at all the stuff we've got set up here, which brings us back into Lavis's comment about him being Wizard, about Quicksilver being Wizard. We've had all of these things that they've been throwing at us. They're throwing all of these things that really closely relate to that Vision and Scarlet Witch series, with mixtures of everything. It's that MCU mystery meat. But it seems like in this series, this is another thing that goes into the debate of, is this going to be more than one season? Is they've set up and Easter egged us so much in this series so far, that for them to be able to wrap that up in these next 2 episodes seems like a lot. Now, one of the things is everybody thinks that, and people are like, oh, how's this going to tie into Spider-Man 3? How's it going to tie into Doctor Strange? How's it going to tie into the Eternals? And here's the thing. I think the easiest way to answer that is it's not, right? Because if you think about it, go back and look at the MCU from the time that it started until now. There is no point really in which any of these movies actually tie together, other than the fact that they are in the MCU. You go look at the Iron Man films. They are standalone movies. Go look at the Thor films. They are standalone movies. Now, just go look at all of them. They're standalone films, but they all interconnect, right? There are things that just kind of connect them just by way of the fact that they are living in the same world and all those kinds of things. You get the Avengers movies that actually do more of that tying together. So more than anything, you're getting that connective tissue, right? A lot of people have been talking about this, and I honestly, at this point, I don't think WandaVision, while it's going to affect everything, I think it's just setting up things for these next movies. Going to tie directly into? I don't think so. But it's the same thing as everything else. They're going to sprinkle these things in here along the way to let you know what's coming for these next couple of films. Now, the thing is, obviously, we've got Eternals coming up. How's WandaVision going to tie into the Eternals? Well, I think that's pretty simple. We've already heard that. They gave that to us. We know about the CMBRs, that cosmic microwave you know what I'm talking, background radiation. That's obviously coming from it was relic radiation from coming from the Big Bang, right? Obviously that is going to move on and tie into the Eternals. I'm guessing they're not going to solve all that in these next two episodes, right? Something to be dealt with in the Eternals movie, where we get some more of that kind of stuff. They'll probably set up a little bit more of that for that, right? And then thinking about Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. And this is the interesting thing about this show coming to an end, is in the multiverse of madness. Now, you can sit there and take a look at all of these things. What does that mean exactly? Do you remember the movie In the Mouth of Madness? It's a horror movie directed by, God, that was Wes Craven, wasn't it? Was it Wes Craven? No. I know I'm forgetting. All of a sudden I forgot the director here. It wasn't Wes Craven. It was crap. All of a sudden I forgot. And very well could have been. But point being is this movie, right? In the Mouth of Madness, actually it was a movie in which they went to this small town. They went to this town where people were missing. Sutter Kane was writing his story. Sutter Kane had disappeared, but people were actually stuck in this small town. You couldn't find it. It wasn't on the map, right? Wasn't on the map. People went to this town and they got stuck there and they couldn't get out. The only way you could get out, basically, was by it letting you out. Which is very interesting, thinking about what we've got here in WandaVision and getting ready to go into Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, well, I mean, this got to end in Doctor Strange. And I think that's true, but I think what's happening here is I think this show is probably going to come to a climax, and it's not necessarily going to come to a resolution, where more of that climax and that resolution is going to be really more shown in the Doctor Strange movie and how it pertains to this show. But again, it's nothing that I think this is necessarily directly going into. Like, it's not going to like I said, it's going to sprinkle and feed all of these next things coming up, not necessarily a resolution to be to this show. I think there will be a certain resolution to the show, but it's more so setting up everything else for the MCU, and that's what I think a lot of these shows are doing. And I've talked about that at length here on this show before, where these series are setting everything up. You don't have to give us characters background stories. You don't have to do this or that. These shows are meant to expand this universe that we're getting, and that's certainly what it seems like in this movie. Now, the next thing is getting into this is when it comes to we need a resolution, and that's why I say I think we'll get a certain resolution to Wanda and Vision in this series, but I don't think we're going to get I don't think it's going to completely tie into everything else. There'll be that certain resolution for Wanda and Vision in this series. And here's one of the other things I picked out. A lot of people are talking about, in the trailers we haven't seen those scenes where Wanda is talking about the town and Vision says, well, then let's fight for it, right? And in that scene in the trailer, I've come to the conclusion, what if that scene actually is Vision and Wanda getting ready to fight each other, right? I know. She's sitting there saying oh, hey, maybe she's talking about the town, like, oh, these people, this town, this is our town, like I'm trying to create this reality for us, for me and you, for our family. And he's probably sitting there saying, no, these people are hurting. These people need to get back to their families, to their loved ones. And she's probably sitting there like, oh, Vision, you're just such a bad guy. And they're probably sitting there going back and forth. And then he's probably sitting there like, and let's fight for it. And that's probably where this is all heading to, where we get all of these things set up, and the resolution, the conflict resolution, ends up being Wanda and Vision fighting each other. He's fighting for the town. She's fighting to keep the town in place. I'm just saying. And maybe that's what ultimately ends up coming up here, is she ends up having to fight him. She ends up having to kill him again. And it absolutely kills her. Obviously, I think that's where this is going. So then there's where we get that. Then we still have to deal with all the ramifications of everything that happened here in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and all of the other things coming up. Now, the next thing comes into Spider-Man 3. A lot of rumors out there. People thinking that, oh man, what's this? I got a floaty in my coffee. I got a floaty in my coffee for? Come on, man. Yeah, floating in my coffee. What's up with that? But the other thing here is Spider-Man, right? Everybody has been talking about Spider-Man, this next Spider-Man movie. There's rumors going around like, ooh, what's the name of the next one? Is it Spider-Man Home Slice? Spider-Man phone home. Spider-Man and the homies. The thing here with Spider-Man is I know a lot of people are talking about this whole multiverse thing as well. You know, in Far From Home, we got, you know, J. Jonah Jameson in there, right? Yeah, we got them. And here, and everybody's like, oh, this is all multiversal stuff. I mean, Magneto was, or not Magneto, but Mysterio was talking about, he was talking about the multiverse and all of these things, right? Well, here's the thing. For one, J. Jonah Jameson, even if this was a multiverse, J. Jonah Jameson, he's just J. Jonah Jameson. It doesn't mean he's from an other multiverse or anything like that. He could be from this world. Just because he's the same character, the same actor playing that same character, doesn't mean that he has anything to do with any of the other things. He's just J. Jonah Jameson. That's just him, right? Now, the other thing is everybody is making a lot of speculations about, oh, remember in Spider-Man Far From Home, how Quentin Beck was talking about that multiverse? Remember? He was talking about the level 4 symmetry in the multiverse and how he went from here to there and the elements and everything, and he was here to save us all. Right? You remember that. You remember. But do you also remember that he was talking about that multiverse, but he has no clue what he's talking about? Everything he said, he was full of shit. Now, that's not to say that it doesn't exist, that the multiverse doesn't exist at that time and they weren't talking, like it's not a real thing and theoretical. I mean, Peter Parker was talking about it too. He's like, oh, you're talking about this and that. And, you know, he's like, and he's sitting there talking and, you know, that's when he apologized. Like, oh, sorry. He's like, hey, never apologize for being the smartest person in the room. Well, he wasn't lying there because Peter Parker was, because he was talking about that multiverse. The thing here is, though, is that Quentin Beck was full of crap. I know a lot of people probably said, oh, but he was talking about the multiverse, all this stuff. Here's the thing, is they specifically said later how Guterman was writing all of those things and how he's full of crap. And he's like, it's so perfect because these days, after what happened basically in Endgame, people are willing to believe anything. And they went on to say about how Guterman's skits and everything had fooled everybody and misled them. And later you see him sitting there talking about, when he's talking to Fury, he's sitting there talking about, and he talks to Guterman. He's like, hey, I need something. He's like, you know, you see Guterman flipping through his scripts like, just tell him this. Guterman is full of crap. That multiverse stuff Quentin Beck was talking about, he's full of crap. Now, does that mean that Peter Parker was? Absolutely not. Just because Peter Parker knows what he's talking about doesn't mean that Quentin Beck does, right? So very interesting things there, you know, because I see a lot of people, I've seen people make mentions of these things. And it's like, no. That was a script from Guterman. That was a script from Guterman. It wasn't necessarily, and maybe Guterman actually knows what he's talking about. Maybe he actually knows about the multiverse and things like that as well. Could be. But I will tell you, he was full of crap. Nick was full of crap reading a script from Guterman. Anyway, guys, sorry, I've kind of nerded out here a little bit about some of that stuff, but altogether, again, guys, I don't see them bringing up 1 hour episodes here for these next couple. I think if anything, they might push 50 minutes, maybe push over that 50-minute mark, but it just seems highly unlikely that they're going to go there. And believe me when I say I absolutely want them to. I want more of this show, especially because, you know, I mean, it's going to end, and then what do we got? Nothing for another few weeks until we get what? Falcon and Winter Soldier? Oh, man, and that show's looking freaking hype. Man, I can't tell you how hype I am for that. But I apologize, folks. I've been nerding out here. Let's get into the chats and see what all of you are saying here today. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Mike Porter says, remember when Cap was Nomad and Hawkeye was Ronin? Yeah, it was implied but never named. Right, yeah, Hawkeye was never called Ronin. Yeah, Cap was never called, yeah, exactly. Like Photon has a better ring to it, sounds cool. Yeah, I like Photon as well. I'm horrible at editing and being on camera. No, you're good, Reefer. You'll get there, man. You'll get there. Yeah, Wizard. Yeah, and see, and that's the interesting thing is because, like, that's the interesting thing is getting into all those comic books, Lavis. Like, you get in there and you read, and I'm sitting there reading. I read all of those tie-ins to everything in that Vision of Scarlet Witch series, and I'm like, are they really going to explain all of this stuff? Like, obviously some of it's going down different, like with the Darkhold and how Wanda ended up getting it in the comic books. But here's the thing: is like we're still expecting this cameo in Wanda and Vision. Everybody's like, oh, who's this cameo gonna be? And the thing is here is like, there's so many possibilities of who the cameo could be. Everybody, you know, for a while, everyone's like, it's Mephisto. It's gonna be Mephisto. And now it's Al Pacino Mephisto. But we really haven't had any clues that Mephisto is going to be in the show whatsoever. But we have had allusions to just about everything else. I guess you could say we've had allusions to Mephisto, maybe, if you consider the demon spawn thing and all that stuff. But really, what we've got here is the series so closely following that Vision and Scarlet Witch series. And in that Vision and Scarlet Witch series, it dealt with Wizard a lot. And it dealt with their history a lot, Wanda and Pietro's. Are we really going to get all of that in this show? Are we going to get the history of how Wizard, about how Frank and Madeline were... I guess it was Madeline, Frank, and I can't remember. About how they were their parents. About how it was actually Magneto, and you know, and their mother, and how they got dropped off at Wundagore Mountain. Are they going to go into Wundagore Mountain? Are they going to go into those kinds of things? And also, the most important thing is obviously we've got the Druid Tome there. We've got the Darkhold. Are they going to go into that in these next 2 episodes? The thing is like all of these things really introduce and set up a whole lot more for the series, and that's what I think is very interesting, because we've also got Grim Reaper as well, and all of these things. And that's why I say I think they're really just setting everything up, because are they really going to give us Wanda and Pietro's whole history and go through with that, which rightfully they should. Are they going to give us, you know, Wundagore Mountain and Bova and all of that stuff? Should they? Absolutely. But because that ties into the High Evolutionary, which is very good, because that would obviously help tie into the Eternals, which is great, which is why I think there's not necessarily a resolution there. I think we kind of get that set up, right? And then you think about the other thing is coming home. You know, we're talking about that cameo again. There's 2 possibilities. There's several possibilities here for sure. We've got some big reveals getting ready to come up in the next 2 episodes. Big reveals, but that cameo, that for whatever reason everybody's still going with the Luke Skywalker style cameo. And somebody on the Widow yesterday actually brought up a good point. And Luke Skywalker was a known character in Star Wars. He was huge. Who do they have in Marvel that's going to be that Luke Skywalker? Like, it's not going to be Mephisto. You know, it might be a couple other people, but like other than that, like there's nobody in the MCU with that legacy other than Iron Man. Maybe a Steve Rogers that could be that level of a cameo here. I mean, maybe Thanos, but really, if it's not one of those established people, everybody else is mystery. We have no clue who they are, which brings me to the next person who it could highly possibly be that next cameo, which would be Professor X or Magneto. But are those Luke Skywalker level? Because they're not characters in this universe that people care about. They're people that people care about, but in this universe, are they well known and cared and revered in that way? And I don't think so. But them being cameoed would absolutely be... that would be Luke Skywalker level. And the reason why these 2 are highly possible, and it could be both of them at the same time. It could be Magneto and Professor X together. The thing is, because throughout these series, in that Vision and Scarlet Witch series, we got 3 instances where you get people knocking at the door and people are like, who the hell is this? One of them we already got, and that was Quicksilver when he came to visit for, was it Thanksgiving? I think it was, when Wanda was pregnant. He came over with his wife Crystal and they had their baby and everything was all good. And that's when Magneto ended up showing up later too. But the other thing, like getting back to Lavas' thing here, is Wizard was actually one of the Bob Frank, was actually one of those people as well that knocked on the door and was like, hey, I'm your father, you know, like, hey, you know, like they went through all of that. The other interesting thing here we haven't even got into, which could very well be the Tyler Hayward thing, which comes back to Bob and Madeline Frank, aka Wizard and Miss America, is that they actually had a kid. They actually had a kid, and they were given Wanda and Pietro because Madeline had died in childbirth, and like Frank was like, oh, he was crushed, so they gave him the Wanda and Pietro to raise. Now the thing is, they had a kid, and it was thought that their kid had died, but the kid didn't actually die. The kid didn't actually die. He went. His name was actually Nuclo. Nuclo was actually kept in this scientific research place. This place where they actually had this nursery for Nuclo where they kept him because he absorbed like nuclear powers and things like that. He could absorb powers. Right. Well, what happened was Bob Frank had actually went to get him out with the help of Vision and Scarlet Witch. He went to get his son out of this place because he had won custody. He went to the hospital to get his son Nuclo, which the doctor who was tending to him had this suit built, and he went and he was trying to actually suck out the powers of Nuclo so he could have that power for himself, which is very interesting. It was Dr. I.S. something, Isbisa. Dr. Isbisa something. So there's a lot of connections here to be made, and that's why I say, like, we're going to get a certain resolution in this show, and I think that I very well at this point think it's going to be Vision and Scarlet Witch actually fighting there at the end for control of the town. But I think we're going to get more than that as well coming in here, where maybe after that battle is when we'll get that, where maybe somebody steps in from Wanda's past and says, hey, Wanda, like, after she's completely crushed, because this is going to break her even more by the end of the show. I think maybe they actually show up and say, hey, like, we're here to help Wanda. I'm your father, and I'm Professor Xavier. I'm here to help you, Wanda. Because as I was saying last week even, is right now it seems like S.W.O.R.D. and the world are in a situation where they can't get themselves out of. And I honestly, at this point, I don't even think that Agatha Harkness can get out of this situation either. I think it's beyond her control. And where we see she's kind of been in control of everything here in the first place. And that's the other thing, is everybody's talking about this town and Wanda being in control. I don't think Wanda's in control at all. Remember, she was, in the last episode, she was like, oh, taking over this whole town, controlling it all, taking all... No. She's still under the impression that she's doing it all when they actually revealed that it's been Agatha all along. Right? Maybe it's actually Agatha that's in control of this whole thing. Maybe she's actually in control of the whole town. Maybe it has nothing to do with Wanda, but she is manipulating Wanda. Right? Anyway, guys, sorry, I'm nerding out here. I gotta get ready to go. I gotta go get the kids some breakfast, but let's see here what everybody else is saying. Stories, thank you so much for being here, Irish. Lava says, I figured because they teased Photon already with her, with it being her mom's nickname. Yeah, absolutely. Does anyone else notice? Trinity says Ray Hall as Ray Hall, just like how Josh says conditioner as commissioner until corrected. Oh yeah, what is it? Yeah, I did say yeah. Is it Rahul? I don't know. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to. Rahul, is it Rahul? Yeah, I do say. I did. Yeah, that's because that's what I heard it said was Josh was said of Ray Hall. If he is Quicksilver, he is controlled or possessed. Yeah, Colty. Yeah, can't wait to see the whole commercial. What? Wait, what whole commercial? Yeah, Spectrum was Spectrum. Well, the Spectrum News thing, I think the Spectrum News thing is just because, like, it's a cable company, and I think that's all that was. Yeah, Pop Culture Explained. Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah. Let the purple drink flow. Yeah, tomorrow, man. After dark, man. Looking forward to it. Ooh, speaking of which, tonight we got the Darren and Josh stream. Supposedly 46 minutes long. Also, we don't have to worry about China banning Mephisto. They don't have Disney Plus. Yeah, absolutely, Dog School. And that's why I've been telling, because I was thinking about that for a while. Everybody's talking about China and Mephisto, and I'm like, China don't even have Disney Plus. What do they care about China for? Lava says, never going to happen. Feige said they're only going to be going to be between 6 to 8 hours, and each series will vary. WandaVision is only 6 hours, so 45 minutes tops. These last episodes. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too. I think we're here, Lavis. We're here this time. Yeah, so many debunked rumors now. Yes. Well, I mean, we're not at the end of the show yet. Yeah, 45 minutes, minimum 8 hours. So yeah. I can't wait for Falcon and Winter Soldier, man. That shit's gonna be lit. Yeah, you're about the format. They do have to conform in order to properties like Spider-Man and Hulk contract. Yeah, probably so. Yeah, and I didn't even think about that with the Spider-Man and Hulk thing. Yeah. Umbrella Academy had hour-long episodes again, but that's hour-long episodes for a TV show format. But again, and you going longer than an hour breaks that TV show format. Modern shows are about an hour. Movies are 2+, and between is documentary, short films, and animated films. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, a lot of feature-length films. I mean, I can't tell you how many movies I've seen that are 70 minutes, 75 minutes, 80 minutes, 90 minutes. So yeah, I think just breaking that hour mark really puts it into feature-length territory. Done by a different company, yeah. If you tally up the running total time for the 7 episodes, it will tell you how long the last 2 episodes will be based on the format. Yeah, absolutely. And seeing that's the thing is I haven't put in that kind of time, like looking at all those. I do know that it's been fairly short so far. Feige is answering around saying yes or no, so there was over 50% chance that that's a yes. Yeah. Well, we get Hayward launch this week. Ooh, I know. Yeah, he was talking about their launch. Yeah, I think we will. Chappelle is Tyrone. Hey, Marvel, you have some more of that WandaVision? Oh, man. Yeah. Or more like an Avengers movie? Yeah. Not the sitcom thing? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. There are missing children Easter eggs in Spider-Man 3, tying it to the witches. Well, I don't know. Does that really... I don't know. Wait. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about those missing for the upcoming movie. Yeah, but again, we don't know completely for sure though, We don't know. Like I said, there's so much going on here though. Ties into Doctor Strange. Spider-Man just comes in between, doesn't mean the show ties direct. Well, and that's the thing is, I don't think any of them tied directly. I think a lot of them are just most of them are really loosely connected. Look at the big brains on Brad. That's right. You a smart motherfucker. Oh, Lavis, you got me good there, man. That was a good one. Oh man, we gotta go. I gotta go get my kids some breakfast. The Den of Nerds, my people are on over at the Den of Nerds, guys. Make sure you go check out my friends, Josh and all the guys over at the Den of Nerds. Make sure you tune in to them tonight for the stream with Darren and Josh. Also, make sure there's a link down in the description. Go check out my man Adam from Fanjecture. He should be going live tonight. I didn't see what their lineup is, but he does this great show, Debate 8, every single Wednesday. Been doing it at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, normally at 6. Just go check out Fanjecture. Links down in the description. Check out his stuff and see what we've got going on. Also, tomorrow we've also got Lavis Blackman, who is here in the building doing After Dark. That's going to be a great time. But you all have a very good day. I'm going to try to get through, read through some more of these comments and stuff. Guys, leave me any of that stuff down there. I'm going to have some more comic book content coming here. I didn't get my video shot yesterday while we were doing the pull list. But yeah, we'll get all that stuff done today. But anyway, you all have a very good day. Look forward to that community stream coming tomorrow. And we'll see you all in the next live stream or video. Later.